Good morning, everybody. First of all, apologies, there was no video last Monday. The week got away with me. If I don't do this video the moment that I get into the office, then actually the week just gets away with me and I never end up doing it. So apologies for that. Last week was quite busy. I ended up spending all of last week up in Auckland. I always come into the office on a Monday. We have a team meeting there. The team goes sort of around the room. We all come up with what are our KPIs for that week, what are our key focuses, what are the supports that we might need from others in the team, and then we go and do what we need to do. So I then got on a plane on Monday afternoon and headed up to Auckland. The predominant reason for that was that earlier this year we had amalgamated and absorbed an organisation called CANS, which is the only other peak body that had been representing those in aged residential care here in New Zealand. So I wanted to make sure that I went up to Auckland, and which is where the bulk of their membership was. They tended to represent smaller owner-operators, and so I wanted to go and bring them up to speed on what it is that the Aged Care Association is doing, what I, as the Chief Executive of the Aged Care Association, what our advocacy targets are for now, for the budget for next year and for the election for next year. And then I also wanted to hear from them what were the important things that they had used to receive from CANS, so to make sure to see whether we could replicate that, make sure they don't lose any of those things that they found really, really valuable. It was, for me, it was an incredibly valuable period of time. I learned a lot of things. I think I have a really strong understanding of what that particular part of the membership wants and needs. And as you know, we've got a really diverse membership all the way from the big six, the largest of the charities and the not-for-profits with Presbyterian Support and CHT, and then you work your way down through the medium providers and then all the way down now to what might be a small owner-operator with a 14-bed rest home only facility. And of course, then you've got that rural and regional and urban sort of mix as well. So there's some chunky stuff in the middle that they all need, which is a sustainable funding model and some, sort of some standardization and fairness across what is the contracting here in New Zealand. And then there are some nuanced needs that they have, whether that be in training of their staff, whether that be in support around audits or just recognition that, it's harder to find staff there or it's more expensive for staff to live in this city. So, it was good. It was valuable time. I also, towards the end of that week, I went to my first U3A meeting, actually. So that's the University of the Third Age. If you don't know much about it, Google it. I'm sure there's a definition out there. But it was an interesting opportunity. I enjoyed it. This particular topic at this U3A was really the politics of the day and where the politics of the day are going. So it was an interesting interaction with my background and interacting with others with their thoughts and their perspectives. This coming week is going to be busy as well. So tomorrow I'm doing an oral presentation to Select Committee on the I think what is it called? It's the PIOTA standards, I think. What is it? It's the Healthy Futures PIOTA Amendment Bill. So we've got some concerns around that piece of that amendment bill, so I'll be doing an oral submission on that. I do find it very interesting, 100% online. The submissions to the Select Committee are 100% online. Now, I'm not quite sure what that is about. I'm not quite sure that I personally agree with it. Select Committee is the opportunity for citizens and residents to place their voice inside of legislation which is always going to impact them. So not sure of the reasons why it's shifted 100% online. But anyway, I'll do it, that's fine. And then Wednesday I'm actually flying up to Auckland again just for the day because I'm going to speak to MetLife Care managers just about the current sort of environment, I suppose, political with a small p, political with a big P, what we're advocating for, what the future might look like, what they could do to assist in that. And then towards the end of the week, just trying to catch up, I would gather, on emails and other invitations and things going on. So it's a pretty busy world right now. Our sector is getting some notice, which is great. if you're doing any part of that by raising the topic of age residential care because you watch these videos, I want to thank you very much. We need to continue to raise the topic. Don't think that just because suddenly it's got some attention that therefore it's all going to get fixed. You never give up until you've actually got the final sort of, the signature on the bottom line. There was a very good interview with the retiring aged care commissioner last week. We put up a link to that. Please have a listen to it. Caroline makes a lot of sense. I think she's going to be deeply missed in that role. And just a little heads up, people, I think you should probably be watching very, very closely to see if she is replaced. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.